Welcome. What's up, everybody, to another episode of What's Your Grails. I have been gone for a while, and I apologize, but I got some family stuff going on, and it's kind of personal. I shared a little bit of it with the last video I did with Jeffrey, but yo, man, I'm back, and I need you guys, man. So, what's up? Speaking of Jeffrey, what's up, Jeffrey? Uh, yeah, I need you guys. And today I got a very special guest, none other than Backseat Driver 5280, a guy that I've been following for a long time. And if you're not following him, you need to sub him up. What is up, Backseat Driver?
How's it going? Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you just fine, bro.
Sweet.
So man, yeah, you're a guy I've been following for a while. I always supported your channel, and like, dude, like you've got some killer books, and one of the few in the community that has never showed his face.
Yeah, just not my thing. I've been following you for, let's see, I want to say I started off by following We Love Comics. Was probably the first guy that I started watching on YouTube that wasn't a big, like really big channel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then from there, kind of went to Reggie and you and Jeffrey and John, Comic Books NYC, and I mostly just watch you guys. I don't really participate a whole lot. I mean, if you didn't see, I just started this channel over essentially just to separate some things, basically. But I'm really glad to be able to finally join you.
Oh yeah, man, glad to get you on. And we got to get him resubbed up because he was past. I know he had hit 100 because we did a subscription contest,
Yeah,
so he's at 20 right now because I resubbed up. So if you haven't subbed up to Backseat Driver, the link is in the description. Please do. And Backseat Driver, man, I always ask my guests, what is your holy grail, or have you achieved that holy grail so far?
I have not. I think you and I might share our holy grail. It is Captain America Comics #1.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Uh, Never gonna happen. At least not a whole book. Maybe one day I'll get a page, but Cap's been my favorite hero since I was a little kid. As if you ever watch any of my videos on my old channel, or if you ever looked at my Instagram, you've probably seen more than one Captain America book posted there.
Oh yeah, man, I'm a big Cap fan too, and I think that's like what me and you really have in common is like we both love Cap, and like I don't know about you, but when you watched Endgame, I know when I watched Endgame when he was wielding the hammer,
Oh yeah,
I
I
fanboyed
got
out.
chills.
I fanboyed out. I was like, it was over.
Yeah, that was an epic moment for
Oh yeah,
sure.
oh yeah. And if y'all guys didn't notice, it's a Throwback Thursday. I threw back on the original hat that I used to wear back in the old videos.
Nice.
It does exist. I still have it. So
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
no, no. So I was like, man, it's cold where I'm at right now, and my sister is in town from Australia. Renee,
Oh
could you come
wow.
over here? Yeah, yeah. The one I talk about all the time. She's actually here. Yes. So if you could just
Awesome.
step into the seat, like a little bit.
I can't.
Yeah. So
Hello.
she's from Australia. She lives in Australia
What's
with my
up?
brother. So this is my sister Renee, and
Hi, everyone.
she's one of my big supporters, and like I love the heck out of her. Like I said, she's in town, and we're having a good time. My nieces and nephews are here, and man, I'm having a blast, dude.
Nice, dude.
Bye.
Welcome back to the States. I don't know how long you've been gone, but welcome back.
Oh, like she's been gone for 15, no, 17 years, right? 17,
I moved there almost 17 years ago, but I've been gone 15 years.
15. She's been gone 17, but she's lived there 15, like completely, like complete citizen and everything.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
That's so
so
cool.
yeah, she had me cracking up because she on her way over here, it was an emergency like trip because like we're having family issues, but on her way over here she had to get like emergency passports, and like she said when she got to the States, like they detained her, and I was just like, oh, there goes the Trump thing right there, gotcha.
Oh
so,
man.
So I gotta give a few quick shout outs. We got Seawood in the chat. We got Comic Books NYC in the chat. My boy Jeffrey Comic Con Henson in the chat. Mr. Gretzky always in the chat. Always appreciate Mr. Gretzky. And Mr. Gretzky, we do appreciate the $2 super chat. And Stephen Oates, what is up, bro? Yeah, yeah, my sister, she's a character, man, and that's my older sister. So what's funny is like if we stand next to each other, I'm like almost like a foot and a half taller than her. So
Damn, son.
yeah, it's crazy. So what would be like a grill that you like? I see three on the wall there. I see like my son. That's my son's grill right there. That Nova. That's my son's grill. He loves that book.
Yeah,
And
so I actually got that from the boy who had 7 from his mystery box they did. I think it was late last year, maybe early this year.
oh yeah, yeah.
Got that raw and sent it off a few months ago to get graded, and really happy with that. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see that guy pop up in the movies. So is
Yeah,
my
seriously.
son. Like I never seen such disappointment than like at the end of Infinity War whenever he seen the pager, and he was like, "Oh no!" But I was like, "No, son, that's Captain Marvel." He was like, "Oh, that's whack." It was like,
Uh,
yeah, he was upset. And then I see the Shazam right there.
yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of Captain Marvel,
Yeah, yeah, I see that right
this dude,
there.
right? Let's see. I don't know if I'm pointing it or not. My
Oh
video
yeah,
stream
yeah,
is delayed.
yeah. You got it. You got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sweet.
Billy Bats. I love that movie too, man. The movie was excellent.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job. I like how they made fun of themselves with some of the campiness of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and like I remember like when they first showed the suit, like everybody had their doubts, and everybody was just like, "Oh no, this is not gonna work. This is gonna be another DC flop." And surprise, man. I mean, like if you were to ask me out of both those movies, which one held up better, I was gonna say like out of the Captain Marvel and the Shazam movie. I like the Shazam movie because it's more fun, it's just more, like I've watched Captain Marvel a couple times, but it's just like they changed some stuff up, for some reasons. But like to me, it was more like the Shazam was more like a home run than the Captain Marvel movie was.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, that was this one. Speaking of Captain America, now this is a book that I got from my buddy that owns the comic book shop, and I'm still glad I got this. I got to send it off to CGC. I still haven't done it yet, but I'm planning
Okay.
on doing that. This is All Winners, and I believe it's number 6. Yes, All Winners number 6. And I could never get like we said Cap number 1 with Hitler on the cover. Well, that's as close as I'm ever going to get right there. Is
Yeah.
Cap stepping on Hitler's head. That's as close as I'll get, and I still love this cover. And I got to send it off to CGC. And I looked, man. I knew what the book was when I seen it when my buddy had it at the shop, and like I bought it, and I paid like 2 something for it. And like what was funny was like he had a guy come in a couple of days later and was like, man, I'd have gave you 8. and and every time I see him lately, he's like, you still got that all winners? I'm like, yeah, I'm still winning with it.
Can't lose with that thing.
Yeah, I was just like, that's like one that's CGC bound, but I haven't got around to it. I just been doing a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
but that's one that I'm actually just like kind of glad to have on there. So I see that the Eternals right there.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Here, I can take some of these down off the wall real quick.
All right,
I like to use the comic mount just like Reggie does.
that is
Actually,
cool.
I'd actually bought 2 a couple of years ago before I even started watching him or you or anybody. But let's see. Some serious glare.
Oh, that's all right, bro.
I was a little disappointed with the grade that it came back with, 8.5. But I mean, I got it. I'm not really that unhappy because I got a decent deal on it. So as long as I don't catch a brick, as Reggie likes to say, I'm not too upset.
Like that was a book that I missed out on. Actually I had it in my hand at one point in time before all the hype, and I put it down because I was like, oh, I'll get it later, and then like never got it again, and I was like, man. but that's like one that I missed out on that I could have got, that I should have got, but I passed it up, and oh well, man.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty cool one, but I don't know that it'll last all that long. I haven't decided yet. I might try and flip that, but I will go real quick just on a related note. If anyone saw my most recent video of firsts, I just got this back from CGC.
Ooh, 9.6. That's number 3, right? Number 3.
Yeah, the first Cersei. Really happy about that. I was not expecting it to be above like a 9.2, but the guy that presses my books for me and cleans them for me absolutely killed it.
Man, that's supposed to be the hot book, right? Now the really hot one or whatever, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it, at least. I don't know what the big deal about Cersei is, if I'm honest, but I was able to find it for a really good deal, so I jumped on it. Maybe I might try and take advantage of the hype once the first trailer drops and sell it, but not sure yet.
I'm still trying to figure out, like they say, like the Black Knight's tying into all that, but I guess, but like, hey, you're getting Jon Snow to play him, so it's already gold right there because people are gonna be like, that's Jon Snow. They don't matter who the Black Knight is.
Yeah, seriously, people will regularly watch TV shows, movies just based on who they cast for it.
Yeah, and shout out to my boy Splash Page Comics. I see you in the chat. So another book that I got. Oh, this one is like I didn't like. This is a book that I got because it's the origin of the Red Skull, and it's a book that I remember bidding. It was me, Alex the Comic Quarter, and I believe I want to say it was either I'll say Pope Cerberus. I think that we were all like bidding on the same books, the book lot or whatever. But and I wanted it for this, and it was I wanted it for the this book right here, and this is also the same time the first appearance of the repulsar rays in comic books. But this is also
Nice.
so it's like a double thing, kind of cool. So the origin of the Red Skull and the first appearance of repulsar rays in comics. So
That's
that's
awesome.
Tales of Suspense 66. So
That's gorgeous.
and it's like I got too many books, not enough time to send them all to CGC. Like,
I basically put together books over the last. I mean, some of them I got in January. I've just been putting them together over the last year almost to send them all off at once. Try and save on shipping because
oh yeah,
that adds up fast.
oh yeah, it does, and for the first time ever on Grails, this is the first no face. Like this is like the first guest I've had that's not showing their face. So this is like cool for me, and like this is like awesome because like this is my first time back, and I was like, and so where did you come up with the name Backseat Driver 55280?
So I'm originally from Colorado, so 5280 Mile High City, Denver. And then Backseat Driver, just an homage to what I do for work. We'll leave it there.
And what do you do for work? If I might pry and ask. I mean, like we kind of got a hint, so we're just.
Yeah. I just like to tell people I'm a professional backseat driver, so my wife likes to tell people.
Hey, that's cool, bro.
Yeah. We'll leave it there.
Man,
Sorry.
So, what got you into collecting? Like, what got you into collecting? Like, what was your first glimpse into collecting? Like, what was it?
So one of my buddies, back in just 2 years ago, 2017, there was basically a big holdup at work, and we weren't doing anything for a couple months. Essentially, we were just a bunch of really menial BS that we wouldn't normally have to put up with, and since we didn't have to worry about work all that much at the time, I was bored, and he took me to a comic book shop for free comic book day.
Awesome.
I picked up it was like, what was it, Secret Empire #0. Really not a fan of that overall storyline.
Oh yeah.
It was the first one I picked up, and then a couple months later, the first comic book purchase that I made, the first real comic book I owned, my wife got it for me for our first anniversary, and she knew I was a big comic book fan. Well, not sorry, knew I was a big Cap fan.
Mhm.
I'd never really read any comic books until then, but she got me this Cap.
Oh yes, that is yes.
And it's just a 2.5, but it's never leaving my collection.
Hey, low
It,
grade's better than no grade
yeah,
player. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that book right there is like one of my favorites in my collection, and that
I
is like
love it.
it's like the cover, like it's just like you got the Kirby good man. You just can't beat it. It's like,
It's so great.
and it's like I enjoy that, and shouts out to Backseat Driver. He did say yes, this is his first time live ever because he usually records. And I talked him into going live because I'm a big goofball and I like to do stuff crazy off the wall.
I
And,
think I think I like going live better already. It's better than just sitting there talking to myself for 20 minutes.
oh yeah, because you get to talk to the chat. There's people in the chat. There's me and you hanging out. And man, yeah, like the Cap, man, I love that book. And like mine is it's a 8.0, but it's
Oh,
qualified
nice.
because it's like somebody cut out a coupon, but it doesn't affect the story. And it's
Oh yeah.
so it's like a Marvel. I don't know what it is. It's cut out, but it's like it doesn't affect the story. It even says on the label. And it's like a Marvel value stamp missing. But like, dude, the book was immaculate when I seen it, I was like, I gotta get it because I was like, dude, it was like really, really cheap, and I was like,
Hmm.
so, and I bought it, and then like I remember I messaged Reggie, I was like, Reggie, like, do you think this is a good buy? He's like, if you can live with a green label, I was like, the label doesn't mean anything as long as I got the book and it's complete, that's all I cared about,
Yeah.
and so like, it's one of the ones that I have like it's if you can see past my big head, it's like, oh wait, right, but yeah, right that way, so. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
that's like one of my favorite books.
That's
And,
awesome.
and this book right here, I did not know at the time, but like Alex the Comic Court, I don't know if he even has a copy of this yet, but I know he was wanting. This was what the one of the books that we were bidding on, and it was. But I was bidding for that other book that I showed, but he wanted this book, and this is the Tales of Suspense number 75, and this is the first Sharon Carter.
Oh, nice.
So that's like another Cap tie-in too. So
Yeah. I don't know if you read anything current or not, but they brought her back in a big way so far
oh,
into the Cap storyline.
yeah, I gotta like I was collecting the new series that Alex Ross is doing the covers on and stuff.
Hmm.
And then like I stopped because I started because I started buying like what I wanted to get, like like books, like key books that I wanted to get, and like I quit
Hmm.
buying like new comic book day stuff. And that was like because like I was like who that was talking about it, like he was like don't buy stuff that you don't want and get the stuff that you do want, and it's like so new comic like that's yeah, it's not that I don't stay current, like I try to stay like for the storylines that like what I can get off the internet or whatever, and it's
Hmm.
like but I'm not reading currently because it's like I'm trying to buy like I'm playing, like I always tell people I'm playing catch up, I'm still playing catch up,
Oh yeah, me
you
too.
know and it's like people have stuff that it's like oh I need that, I got to get one of those, or and it's like and it's not like always on top of my list, but it's like there it's like I'm always looking for that next big like I'm always hunting, man. It's like there's always something for me to get.
Yeah.
And recently one of the books that I picked up was I don't know, like I started collecting Flash, like because I like the Flash TV show, and I quit watching it though because like they started doing that crossover stuff, and I don't feel like watching all those other shows like Arrow and and all those. I just don't. I just and it's like I want to see the Infinity Crisis thing they're doing, and I like that they're doing it, but it's like I just don't want to see it. But I bought this book because like it's like one of those key books, and it's the first race between the Flash and Superman,
Oh, sick.
and it's just a sweet cover to, and like and I like I've been like so. Are you mainly a Marvel guy or DC guy, or are you like both?
I'm both. I started out when I was mostly just reading current stuff. I liked the DC more of the DC stories, but Marvel has come back big time. But I would say overall, the keys that I collect are mostly Marvel.
Yeah, yeah. So, like in Marvel, who's your top like hero or like what's your top thing? And shout out to Spanky Performance. What's up, Jackal? What is up, my buddy Jackal? One of my gaming buddies.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. So,
Uh, besides Cap, let's see, what else am I reading right now? So are you saying like current stories or just characters or?
like you see, I have like two. Like on Marvel, I have like Captain Marvel and Captain America. Those are my two. Like
Mhm.
those like if you had a secondary like hero or team or like it could be a team too. Like are you an X Men fan or like an Avengers fan? I'd say Avengers probably. Huh? You're an Avengers fan.
Yeah, I for whatever reason I was. It might have just been because the original X Men trilogy that I didn't really like the X Men because I wasn't a little kid anymore, but
Mm.
I was still young enough that that is rooted in my memory of the X Men. Too young to have really watched the animated series all that much,
Yeah.
but also old enough that they hadn't made it to first class yet before I started watching all that. And then my first intro to them in the comic books was, I want to say X Men Red, which was, I know a lot of people really liked it. I wasn't a big fan. But yeah, I'd say Avengers probably. Um, I really started to like Thor as a character recently,
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah.
but it's, I don't know. That's a really good question. My secondary Marvel hero. I'm drawing a total blank right now.
That's all right, bro. Like like mine. Like what's weird is like ever since like the Avengers movies and like the Endgame and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Like I started collecting more Iron Man stuff, and
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know why, but it was just like I started like, because like when they did like the Civil War in the comic books, and like I was Team Cap straight up, like Team
yeah,
Cap. I didn't care what Iron Man was doing, it was Team
yeah.
Cap, and even in the movie, I was like Team Cap, like whatever, Team Cap's about to take this,
Hundred
take the,
percent.
and it's like Iron Man's taking the L, so. But like I don't know what it was. It's just like I think it was Robert Downey Jr. played him so well that it just like
Yeah.
made everybody fall in love with the car, like the comic book character itself.
Hmm.
And it was like so I started buying Iron Man stuff, and the closest I got, like I couldn't get the like I'm an avid believer of if you can't get the first, get the second. So I got the second appearance of Iron Man, Tales of Suspense 40, and this is the first appearance though of the Yellow Armor.
That is
So
beautiful. Yeah, that's an awesome book. I mean, that's history.
and that's like one that's like I was like I just had to have it because it was just like one of those deals where it's like I couldn't like it's like if I get like a book like if I'm gonna pay like for like a first appearance of a book like it's gonna be like either X-Men 1 or Avengers 1, so that's like
Hmm.
like if I'm going up like beyond 1,000 plus or whatever, that's what I feel like those are the two books that I would invest into if I was gonna get like a book, like a first appearance book that's like like a big key book. So I've been looking at Avengers ones and like X-Men ones, but like I'm leaning more towards like an Avengers one for some odd reason, like because like it's like it's more affordable, but it's more of a key, and it's more like and I know the X-Men one is it's like one of those ones that's like if you don't get it now, you're gonna be missing out because once it comes, once it hits, it's gonna be too hot to handle, so.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know, man. Like my wife, it was funny. My wife told me, I told her like how much like a couple of them were, and like it was, like she was just like, either you can like get a divorce or you can like you can keep collecting reasonably. And I was like, oh well, well. So it's to the point where it's like I'm just gonna sneak and save up probably and get what I want, or either sell some stuff that I don't want to get what I want. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's the way to do it. Just you either gotta fund it with the hobby, or you just gotta put a little bit away at a time, the way that however you can, and eventually you'll get there. Hopefully, the market won't outrun your budget, though.
Oh yeah, that is
It's
true.
always the challenge.
So you got another key book that's pretty special to you in your collection?
Yeah. Let's see. Hmm. Different books are special for different reasons.
Oh yes,
Let's
definitely.
see.
That is
Let's
definitely true.
let's go. Where is it? So I was a little bit disappointed with the grade on this one as well, but well, not disappointed. I wish I had been able to get a better one, but I was not expecting it to be much better. Um, but it's Saga #1, first print. It's a 9.0. Like it looks pretty much immaculate unless you really know what you're looking for. The corners are good. There aren't any like waves or anything, but let me see if I can even get it close enough to show on this camera. This camera's too bad. But there's a little tiny tear right on this front edge of the book.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to make it on here, but that's what brought it down to a 9.0. But I got it. I got it with a lot of numbers 1 through 19 a couple of years ago, and I mean, the story is great. The art is awesome. Uh,
And that's
I,
like that's a modern grill right now. That's like a lot of
yeah,
people are looking for that
yeah. I'm hoping to upgrade it eventually, but I'm gonna hold off for now.
because that's a book like a lot of people are like the story like aren't they didn't they option that for like a movie or a TV show or something like that?
Yeah, I think they optioned it for a TV show. Sounds like though all that really means is that somebody bought the rights or something. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll use it, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I know that's
fingers
what's crazy.
crossed. It would
That's a
have to be. It would definitely have to be rated R or TVMA or just be on like Amazon Prime or Netflix original
yeah,
because there's way too much stuff that happens that they would not be able to put on just like a cable TV channel or something.
man. Like that's I like enjoy like cool stories like that, sci-fi stuff like that. Like The Boys was a good show that was on
Yeah,
that
that
I
was awesome.
enjoyed, and I watched. Have you seen that? Raising Dion. I watched that recently, and that's like
No, I haven't started it yet. It's
that
on my
that
list.
that was a good one to me. That was it was like it was just enough. Like I don't think it was like it wasn't too kiddie and it wasn't too adult. It was like in between and like when the reveal at the end, like kind of like it threw me off and it was like one of those ones you should have seen coming, but I wasn't paying attention because it was
Hmm.
just like such a good story. So yeah. So yeah, that's a good one too. That one right there. So, and like it's actually based off of a comic book. So it's like I'm looking to get that comic book as well. So
Oh, nice.
Raising Dion. So another book that I picked up recently, and it's a Neil Adams cover, and I'm not really a big Batman guy, but like I like Neil Adams a lot, and
Hmm.
some of his stuff, man, you just got to get, and sometimes Batman is that happens to be one of them. So this is one of his covers that you have to get. This is Batman number 227, and that cool like the Batman in the back just chilling over the castle, and the chick's running from the guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool Neil Adams cover.
That's
Like
a great one.
and like what's cool is like I got that, but like I got this book right here for free, and not a lot of people talk about it, but it's a book that's it's the origin of the Justice League, and it's Justice League of America 9. So, and it's I always like the cover because it was just like just a weird just a weird cover. So just always thought the cover was weird on that because they were like
Yeah,
sitting in the trees, like they all look like trees and stuff. Seems
that's
hey,
wacky.
King Triton, what's up, bro? So man, yeah. So how long? So like you've been collecting since like you said 20 was it 2017?
Yep, just over 2 years.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And it's
Catching up
like
all the time.
yeah, and it's like it's like there's new stuff coming out where you're trying to buy the old stuff, and then there's
Hmm.
stuff, and it's like it keeps you it keeps you busy, and it's like there's not one point in time where I'm gonna say that like I'm done, but like if I get an X-Men one, then I'll be like, I'd be like, yeah, I'm getting there, but I'm not done. You know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I
Exactly.
think if I ever manage to own a Captain America comics #1, I think I might just say I'm done at that point.
Oh man,
I don't think it can go up from there.
like I always wanted to have like that, like that wild story where you're at somebody's house cleaning out their helping them clean out their grandma's attic or something, and there's a Cap one or like a Action Comics one, just and it's just like there. Oh, you
Yeah,
can have it for helping clean out the attic. Oh, thank you. Like that. Other than that, like like other than that or hitting the lottery, it's like man, like
yeah.
I would love to come across that book.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I know. And like I've seen like a few of them like on what's it Go Collect, not Go Collect, but what's it Comic Link and Heritage and all that stuff. And
Hmm.
man, like I just be looking, I'm like sometimes pages be going for crazy prices. I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, I think the cover for that regularly goes for uh, tens of thousands, like 10-ish thousand dollars,
Man,
cover only.
I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it because that's an iconic cover
Yeah.
and one that I enjoy. And it's like I have a reprint of it, not like a reprint, but like like a homage to it, but it's not like the real deal. Like I liked it for it to be. That would be kind of cool to have the actual real one.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Oh, what is it? Is it a Captain America? Is it a number 25? Another one of the number 25s that they basically did a bunch of homage covers for or something. And then,
yeah. Cause like, let me see. Hold on. I think it's something like. Oh yeah, here it is. Alright. So it's this one here. Is actually Captain America Comics 70th Anniversary Edition #1, and it's a I can't even pronounce it. It's Sanuth cover, but it's the homage to the actual.
I think I was just looking at.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to get my hands on one of those pretty badly. I mean, it's the closest you can get,
yeah,
basically.
and it's
And
like,
it's
and I didn't know it
awesome.
like when I bought it back in the day, like when I first started collecting, I bought it back in the day. Like I think I paid like 10 or something bucks for it. Now I think it's like I want to say like a 40 or maybe even $30 or $40 comic book now. I want to say
Damn.
because
I
like I
would
know
love
like
this.
because it's like a I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Like I always thought it was a cool cover, just like because I could never, like I'm never getting the actual one, so I was like, might as well get as close as I can.
Yeah,
So I actually sent that one in and got it graded, and it came back at 8.5 because I bought it raw. But
that's pretty solid.
so
Pretty solid.
I can't complain for $10, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay. Hey, Alex, shout out to Alex Comic Quarter.
The best of names.
Oh, he said he had the opportunity to buy the pages only, but he didn't set it up. So
Yeah, that'd be a really big step to take.
yeah, like
Huge. Well, while we're on the topic of Cap, it's not a book, but I've got a buddy who is a local buddy who's an artist, actually a couple, that I go to meet up at our local comic shop with.
yeah,
And we've got a local Comic Con, the Tidewater Comic Con, I think it was in February this year. Yeah, it was in February this year. And he actually set up a booth for the first time and went by and picked up a couple of things from him. I got this which is the actual original, the black and white, just the head shot, I guess, that he did.
Oh man,
Um, and then I need to get like frames, but this is the full, almost full body image that he did. Let's fix this.
that is cool. Man, that
There
is
we go.
cool, man. Like,
He did
see,
a fantastic job.
and Lejeune, thanks for the 4.99 super chat. And Alex, that was cool though, man. Like he did the like the front and the back, and then he colored the back one too.
Yeah, so the back one, the color one, he did print. It's a print of one that he did, um, and he was selling prints of a couple, a lot of. Let's see, there was Cap, there was Spidey, there was Iron Man, Thor, I think, and I mean, I had to get the Cap, had to, and then he let me buy the original of the black and white to just the full head sketch as well.
Man, that is cool because uh, that's like a lot of people are starting to collect original artwork and sketches and add it to their collections to their PCs, and it's like
Mhm.
hey man, like it's cool if you can get it in there, get it in there because it's like I wouldn't mind having some original Booster Gold artwork. I know it'd be pretty cheap. So you gotta start out cheap. Look at the right market to something you want. So that's what something I'd be like. All right, I know Booster Gold ain't going for that much, so I grab an original artwork of that dude.
Yeah.
So and this is a character that and shouts out to the Doom 143, but this is the character that I always talk about, and like I'm waiting for either him to pop up in the Sinister Six or him to pop up in his own movie. He was supposed to pop up in Black Panther, but they wouldn't let him do it, or they wouldn't let the director use him or something like that. But this is
You're
amazing.
talking to Gibbon?
Yeah, with the this Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, the good, the Amazing
Gibbon?
Spider, Amazing Spider-Man 15, first appearance of Craven the Hunter.
Oh man,
And to me, this is a book that's gonna just like
he'll show up. He will show up eventually. There's no way he doesn't.
yeah. I mean, for real, man. He is like the one villain that's been on Spider Man's list that I've just been like, dude, I'm just like waiting for. Like they got to do Craven's Last Hunt, or they got to build up to it. That's like that would be an amazing story for any Spider Man fan to see, live on the big screen. To me, like that movie would be like awesome.
Yeah.
So even if they just put him in like a Sinister Six, that's like his first appearance, then turn around like for that, then like they can roll into that, like roll into that or whatever, but like for real. They even had like pictures of Jon Snow as Craven. I thought that was hilarious.
I think he's a little short for that.
Yeah. So so
Oh,
that's another one that I've got to send off to CGC,
that's a good one.
but just hadn't got around to doing that. Yeah, that's crazy about those pages though. Like he said, he sold he sold and slabbed them each one and sold. Man,
That's ridiculous.
it's like man, could you just imagine having that book though in your collection?
Yeah. I actually just found out recently. Got to find the guy's name, but one of my buddies got in contact with Bellman. So if anybody recognizes the last name Bellman, he was an early Captain America artist.
Sounds familiar.
Apparently, he lives somewhere in the greater Virginia area, and he still does art. He'll do commissions because it basically, he says it keeps him young. Uh, I don't know. I think they're like $150 or something, so they're not outrageous at all for someone who's been doing it for that long. I mean,
Oh yeah, because like a lot of these new guys, man, like it's like three and up. $300-400 for a commission sketch or whatever. So
yeah.
for 150 is not bad. So I wouldn't complain about that.
especially for an original dude.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I got to put in the work on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so you got the Cap 100. Is there another book in your collection that's like up there with that Cap 100 that you got love with?
Um, for different reasons, for very different reasons.
Hmm.
But let's see. Gotta decide. I just so if you didn't see that video, I just got 21 books back from CBC, so they just
Oh
added
yeah,
a lot.
I watched it. Oh yeah. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. And if you haven't subscribed to Backseat Driver, subscribe and go watch that video because he had a lot of books to show. So
So I'm gonna pull. I'm actually gonna pull 2 books out of there,
oh yeah, go
uh,
ahead.
just for the basically. You talk about cover grails, and I I've never bought a shop exclusive variant before. Definitely never paid extra for them, but when I saw these, had to get them. They're the Lucio Perillo versions of House of X and Powers of X #1, the Virgin variants.
Oh man, that is a cover girl right there. And you got the double whammy. Oh,
Yeah,
we see him. We see him.
trying to get rid of the glare best I can. It's hard to tell from the computer screen.
Like that is clean.
Super happy about those. I was a little bit nervous about them. So when I originally ordered them, they sent me the non-virgin variants,
Yeah.
and I
Oh
mean they corrected it really quickly. I just basically emailed them. They didn't even. It was a little weird. They didn't even ask for picture or proof or anything. It was like, oh, sorry, we'll send you the right ones right away. And then they hadn't responded for a day or two, so I tried um, going on to their website and going to their chat or whatever, and so they were about to send me a second set of the Virgin variants because they misunderstood. So we'll stop that. But I would have
man.
felt I would have felt like a jerk if they had sent me a second set.
Well, sometimes, man, like I remember I ordered like 2 books of the same book, and like somehow one got lost, and like I never like I still it's like an ongoing case right now, and it's like I never found the book, never know where it went, and it's just like I got the other one, and so it's just like okay, as long as I got one, but it's still the fact that you paid for it or whatever, you wanted to get what you paid for, so
Yeah,
it's kind of a deal where it's like hey, I paid for it, where is it at, or hey, I paid for it, that's what I wanted. So yeah, in your case, it was like hey, these aren't the virgins.
yeah, yeah. It was. It took me a minute too because all that was on a lot of the House of X and Powers of X variants was just the big X logo in the corner.
Mhm.
And I couldn't remember if there was any more to the trade dress, but there was definitely a lot less on the Virgin variant for sure, as you can see.
Oh yeah. So a quick interruption here. All the way from Newcastle, Australia, the guy that took my sister and made her an honest woman, my brother-in-law Paul. And come on over here, Paul. Come on. This is my brother-in-law Paul. He's native Australian. So
Just tell him I took your sister away, give you some peace.
yeah, so he got the gray hair. I didn't get the gray hair. So
Just tell him also, you're lucky your nephew didn't open all your comic books while you weren't here the other day.
oh, exactly. Yeah. So I got a request from Alex the Common Corner. He wants to see my Schoenberg, and
Yeah,
I
I was
will
gonna
go.
say, do it.
So I will go get that. The only thing I like about this headset is it's wireless, and I can just walk away and keep talking to people. And let me just hold on. Let me grab all of them. I'll grab this one, and I'll just take my whole row off here, I guess. But yeah. So yeah, my brother-in-law and my nephew, like they wouldn't let them in the country at first. So I was like, Trump's not playing. He's not even letting in my brother-in-law. I was like, but he finally they let him in. They finally came in, so it was cool. But this is the as I call it, Bucky with the bat. But it's Captain America number 39, Timely Comics from 1944. One of my favorite covers. Just that, yeah. This just one of my favorites. And then like my sister even enjoyed it because she was like, she was like, oh the part missing right there gives it flavor. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So that one, and then this one is like if you go back to my old videos when I first started my channel, there's videos where I'm actually reading. I go through the book, I read it, and then like I've actually read this book, and I sent it in to CGC. It came back qualified because it has a married cover, but it's like the whole book is there, so I was happy anyway. So
Yeah.
for what I paid for it, it was a steal. So it's Avengers number 4, and it's the only one. It was funny, is it's the only one on the census that's a 1.5 qualified because it's the married cover, but that makes it special to me. So,
Yeah, that's what I said. It makes it unique.
so it's the only one on the census. You can go look. If you see a 1.5 qualified, that's me.
I
So
know that guy. Alan Bellman. That's the artist's name. He worked at Timely back in the 40s as well, I believe.
see, I need to get. I'm gonna have to go get one of his. I wonder if I got some of his stuff. But this one is just a cool cover. I'm waiting for this to happen in the Marvel universe. Like when this happens, this book's gonna go like super super hot. Like the first time you see when they mention Wolverine and Cap, if they still have Cap around, even if
Boom.
even if it's Bucky, Cap, it'll still a possibility, still a possibility. So I'm just saying,
Oh yeah.
you heard it here first. So man, yeah, those. Oh, and this is my 8.0, the one that's got the coupon cut out of it, and it's like super, yeah, and it's like super cool though. It's like those are like books that like that's like always up. Like now you see it's empty over there now. See, it's just like wait, yeah, it's all empty now. Okay, I took everything down. So yeah, like that's always up there. Like I like if you come in my house, that's the first thing you see is Captain America and Captain Marvel.
I've only got one Cap Grail up on my wall right now,
Mhm.
but I got a lot of them. I mean, I just got a lot of them back uh, in this haul. Let's see. I'll pull a couple of those out.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Because nobody like to me like that's like one thing as a Cap fan, it's like his like grails are either like way in the past or like far and few in between.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly. Somebody I was talking with who was it? Somebody was saying Superman's the same way. Like Superman has like either you have to go way in the past to get like good grails for him, or it's like there's far and few of them in between like current ones.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the heroes that originated in the 30s and 40s. So many of the first appearances are as old as they are, and almost anything made of paper, it seems like that's that old is going to be expensive. I mean, come on. And then so much of the stuff that was made in the 80s and 90s. I mean, there's quite a bit that's popular and exploding right now, but then there's so much more that just helped tank the market. It sounds like back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Let's see. All right, I got this. I know you've got one of these as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got 217, first appearance of Quasar,
Yep, first appearance of Quasar, Marvel Boy.
or at
Yep.
least Marvel Man who becomes Quasar. I disagree with the Hulk. Was it 234 claim?
Mhm.
I just got yeah. We'll go this one first. Next, Cap number 6, first
Oh,
appearance of Winter Soldier.
Yep. I got the one with I think he's on the cover or whatever. Yeah. That's the other one though. That's the yeah. There it is. Yeah,
This
yeah.
one. I got one from my local comic shop at that same Tidewater Comic Con in February, and the other one I ended up getting on eBay because I had to wait for it. They didn't have it. No one there weren't a whole lot of dealers at the con, but none of them had it there either, and it's another one I've been able to go to really.
Oh, I got that book.
There's the first Bucky's cap.
Yeah, 9.8 in it though. That's clean. Ah,
Got that for
Alex
like
Ross
$5
cover.
on eBay. It's yeah. The variant I think is worth more, but that cover is just
It's good.
glorious.
Yeah.
And then I also got the first Sam Wilson as Cap
Oh,
number 25. Got the
oh,
Adam Hughes variant.
that's the that's the one that's the money book right there. Yeah, and you got 9.8 in it.
I was
Yep.
not expecting to. The top left corner has, I don't know, it looks like it might just be some color rub or it might just be a printer defect. Let's see if I can.
I don't know, but like that's the one.
There's a little line, but I'm really happy with it. I will be honest.
That is the one you want to get if you get like that book. Is that's I've looked at it a couple of times. And shouts out to who that? What is up, who that?
What's up, guys? I think who that was just on here a week or two ago, wasn't he?
And couldn't get enough. What's up? Yeah, yeah. Who that was? Well, no, who that was?
Was that a while ago?
It was a while back. He needs to come back on though, because he wants to come back on. He'd be like
I don't blame him.
he'd be the first repeat guest. I've never had a repeat guest. He would be the first one. So
That's pretty impressive. You've been doing it this much, and you've been able to get someone new every time. That's awesome.
and it's like, well, I appreciate you coming on, man, because like I know you're busy, and like and I was like, man, and we were supposed to do it last week, and then like I had issues, and and then like this week you're still willing to do it, and I appreciate that, and man, it's like
Yeah, absolutely, it's a lot of fun.
it's like I appreciate you coming on, man, and it's like me, it's just like a way to just hang out with different people in the community, and talk about what they love and what we all love, and then like to do like to show stuff in your collection that means stuff to you, like whether it be sketches or original artwork, or just like personal grails. It doesn't even have to be like a grail, so
Yeah,
and that's what the show's pretty much always been about, and like we always discover something new along the way, so I like it. It's pretty fun that way. So have you got anything coming up? Like I know you got the video back of when you got your CGC books back, but do you have anything else coming up in the works?
I wouldn't say I ever really have anything in the works. I just kind of decide to make a video randomly, more or less. I always kind of feel bad for my subscribers because I think that the video I put up the other day is the first one I've done in like 4 or 5 months. And before that, it was still only like once a month at best. I just kind of like if I get some books that I think are cool, then I'll post a quick haul video, even though they're never quick. I kind of tend to ramble on those. And then when I got the books back from CGC, I had to post a video. I was hoping to do it live, but turns out that after you activate being able to go live, you have to wait 24 hours to do so.
Yeah.
Didn't know that until it was too late. But no, I mostly am just probably gonna keep watching you guys, and I haven't been able to comment on every single video, but I have been watching pretty much every single video from way too many creators, if I'm honest. For a while I was watching and commenting on every single video that was put out by Reggie, you, John's Comics with Kids, White Whale Comics, Thanatos. There are probably some other people in here. Comic Books NYC, Jeffrey Comic Con. I think for a while, Alex Comic Book Hoarder. For some reason, notifications kind of stopped working on some channels
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
for me, but
yeah,
that's
YouTube for
how
you.
that's how I participated. That's how I mostly participated, is watching the videos and trying to comment with just to kind of show support, just to have fun.
Man, and we appreciate those. Like, I remember you always commenting on my videos, and like, I appreciate you, man, from the jump. And like, I always liked your videos and watching them and stuff. And it's like, to
Yeah, man.
me, it's like, that's what it's all about. Just supporting each other and just hanging out and having a good time, man. Like I said, like the stuff I'm going through right now. Like I need you guys. I need you guys to like, not just like somebody to talk to. Like just to hang out with, and like you guys are like, like part of my internet family.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I know pretty much exactly what you mean.
yeah, and it's like I was talking to Jeffrey earlier today before I even he was like, you doing the show, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing the show, and then like at one point in time, like I almost didn't do the show, and I was like, nah, man, I need to do the show because one thing I always say is like, it's got to go on, but it's like, do it at least, because it's been a while, I've been gone like almost a month. I looked at it the other day, and I was like, man, it's been like almost a month since I've done Grails, so so
Well, that timing worked out on my end then, because I also was not able to watch any YouTube for about a month straight. Didn't have to catch up on as many videos this time.
Oh man, well, man, I am glad that you had came on and like to do this, and like I've always like I follow you on Instagram and I follow you on YouTube, and it's like dude, it's like me and you've always been like I consider you one of my friends. Like you always you hit me up, we talk and stuff, and like you always comment on my videos and like, hey man, you ever want to talk, just hit me up, bro.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's one of the things I really like about this community is people like being able to talk to people like you, Bueller, TJ, Reggie. Just people are always willing to chat, just hang out, listen.
Oh yeah. I remember the first time I talked with Bueller, it was hilarious because like my what was it? My internet went out. Like it was like after we were hanging out, and like it was funny because we were hanging out. It was me, him, economics, and a white whale, and we were talking. And for some reason, my internet went out, and I was like, man, Bueller's gonna think I'm some kind of idiot, don't know what I'm doing. But but ended up, we're still cool. We hang out and talk and stuff. Even though I did steal his X-Men '94. He says I did, but he sent me a picture. It was funny one day. He sent me a picture where he had two of them, and he sent me a picture like he DM'd me, and he was like he had two X-Men '94s, and I was like, okay. So yeah,
Mic drop.
yeah. He just like he got me. I was like, okay. So man, so next week I'm going to be doing the show again, and my guest is going to be uh, Comic Man Andy. Excuse the dogs. It's never a dull moment at my house, man. Never a dull moment. I got Australians. I got dogs. I got comics.
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Comic Man Andy is gonna be my guest next week. I'll let everybody know the date. I'll post it on Instagram and Discovery Bay. I'll let everybody know because I'll hit him up and let him know. But man, like I said, I appreciate you coming on, man. You are actually my first guest back after a month off, basically. So if there's any mic rust or anything on there, just let me know because I'm trying to work it off. So-
Yeah, same. Obviously, it'll be a comment on his video unless you just leave a comment on the one video I currently have up. But if you have any info on terrible sound, I know that the video quality on mine is not great because it's just the built-in webcam from my laptop. I usually like to use my phone because it's got a better camera. But
Yeah.
I will also take any feedback that you all have.
Hey man, I think you did pretty good for your first time live. And I enjoyed everything that you showed. I enjoyed the, like, hey man, can't go wrong with Cap, man. Cap
I
fans.
know, right? Yeah. All we need is more cap. Just all the
Yeah,
cap.
yeah. And I'm gonna say this, like, Chris Evans, sign some more contracts.
I know, right?
And,
Yeah. I 100% understand why he wouldn't. I mean, it's been a decade of his life filming these movies, but it also sucks.
yeah, that's true. And yes, that is true. Couldn't get enough. My dogs love Comic Man Andy, so I guess I'm about to put him outside whenever I do the show next week. So this has been What's Your Grails, guys. I'm back. I'm glad to be back. You got to see my sister from Australia, my brother-in-law. You hear my crazy dogs, see some cool comic books, and also hang out with Backseat Driver 5280. So, guys, we'll see you next time. And like I said, low grade's better than no grade.